Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something you've probably seen in pictures, the windmill. But it's so much more than that. It's really one of humanity's first true power machines.
It absolutely is. A huge leap forward in harnessing natural energy. And for this deep dive, we've looked at sources from all over to tackle, really, three big questions.
Okay, what are they?
First, how did the technology itself actually evolve? Second, what were the huge problems it managed to solve? And finally, what was the real-world impact on society?
I love that. Let's get into it because the technical side is fascinating. We're talking about independent invention here, aren't we?
Completely independent. The story splits right at the beginning. If you look at ancient Persia, now Iran, they had the earliest vertical axis windmills way back in the 2nd century BCE.
Wow. And they were using those for milling grain.
Primarily for grain, yeah. And they were often semi-shielded, to help direct the wind. A
Yeah.
really clever early design.
But at the same time, around the same time, something different was happening in East Asia.
That's right. China had its own vertical axis design, maybe even earlier. We've got evidence from the Eastern Han Dynasty, and their key innovation was these amazing boat sails style sails.
What was special about those?
They could rotate way beyond 180 degrees, which made them incredibly effective. But then Europe comes along much later, around the 12th century, and they go in a totally different direction.
With the horizontal axis, why that change?
It just worked better for Europe's wind, which was, more variable, gustier. And what's amazing is how fast they innovated on that design.
Okay, like what?
Well, by the 18th century, you get things like the fantail, which automatically turns the mill into the wind, and then spring sails, which could adjust their own angle in strong gusts.
So smarter and safer mills, basically.
Exactly. So if these designs were so different, did that mean they solved different kinds of problems?
A great question. And the answer is yes, absolutely. I mean, everywhere the number one job was grinding grain. That was a game changer for food production, replacing animal or human labor.
Right. The obvious use.
But then you see these specializations. In China, that really sturdy vertical design was perfect for driving water wheels for large-scale irrigation.
Okay, so moving water instead of grinding grain.
And then, of course, you have the Dutch. Their use of the windmill is just on another level.
Yeah.
We're talking about literally changing the map.
The poldermolen, the drainage windmill, it's an incredible story of engineering.
It really is. I mean, the sources talk about these coordinated efforts. Like draining the Beemster Lake, that took, what, 42 windmills working together?
For 3 years straight. And that kind of work, repeated over and over, created almost half of the modern Netherlands land area. They literally built their country with wind power.
It's just staggering. So the impact wasn't just on food or water, it was on geography itself. But what about the economy? How did this become an engine for, early industry?
That's the next huge leap. In the 16th and 17th centuries, especially in the Netherlands, the windmill became this decentralized power source.
Powering more than just flour mills?
So much more. Sawing timber, making paper, pressing oil from seeds, grinding spices. You had entire industrial parks like the Zaan area with something like 1,000 industrial windmills all running at once.
1,000. That's basically an early power grid. And an economy that complex must have completely changed the social structure.
It did. It created whole new classes of people. You had the owners, the operators, but also specialized engineers, mechanics, expert millers.
People with very specific, valuable skills.
Exactly. And all that commerce and expertise fueled the growth of cities. It's a direct line from the windmill to Amsterdam and Rotterdam becoming these massive global trade hubs.
So what it all comes down to, really, is that the windmill is this perfect early example of technology, adaptation, and society all pushing each other forward.
It is, and I think that's the key takeaway for you, the listener. This isn't just history. The story of the windmill proves that relying on a clean, renewable energy source to power large-scale production isn't a new idea.
It's a centuries-old template.
It's a proven economic model from the 17th century. And it offers some really crucial lessons for us today as we try to build our own sustainable future.